Hi, my name is Roland Jean Charles from PMI JCM Realty Group, where we manage properties from an asset management perspective. Today, what I'm going to be talking to you about are 5 benefits to outsourcing maintenance calls. Now, before I get into the 5 benefits, I want to start off by telling you a little story. And so, when I first started managing properties, actually when I was managing my own properties, I had owned a small building and a couple of single-family homes. And so it was one time where the home was a pretty old home. It was out in Tennessee. And the tenants reached out to me, and they said that water was spewing everywhere from underneath the house. It was just coming out from everywhere. Now, this was like, I think it was a Sunday afternoon. And, what are you doing on a Sunday afternoon? You are relaxing. You are getting ready for the rest of the week. I had a full-time job that I was doing, the investments was a part of, my retirement strategy. So I had these homes. However, at the end of the day, I was getting ready for the next day, for the week to start, and I get this call, this emergency call, and of course you cannot just let water spew from underneath your house because it's going to damage the property, and it's just so many things that go wrong with that, right? And so I had to very quickly engage with different plumbing companies. I had them go out there. I actually had someone that I had worked with before on some plumbing work, and I reached out to them, and they were able to go out there and fix that issue, go into the house, fix the issue. I had to pay for it, have you. But just imagine if I had a maintenance company or a maintenance call center that handled all my calls. I wouldn't have to deal with that type of issue. I wouldn't have to deal with that drama, and I could have still had the issue resolved without me having to be in the middle trying to figure out what to do on a Sunday afternoon. And so, that story alone, I think, is, a good starting point in terms of benefits. But I'm going to go ahead and go and talk to you about 5 specific benefits that you would have by getting a maintenance company to handle all of your maintenance calls. So the first benefit that you have is better tenant experience, right? Tenant experience is so crucial when it comes to keeping a tenant long term. As you know, keeping a tenant is a lot cheaper than getting a new one, right? So you always want to make sure that you are providing the best tenant experience possible, right? And so when you have the maintenance call center, they have a place for them to call to handle any maintenance issues that would come up, whether it's an emergency or it's a routine issue. You don't have to be the middle person or the roadblock or the signal point of failure and getting them the service that they need, right? And they can get a lot quicker service, and they can get a turnaround time from the maintenance company in terms of when someone can go out there. Now, you definitely still have to work with the maintenance company, making sure that they're meeting all their SLAs and providing the right level of service to you and the tenants. However, I would say that delegating that task, taking it off your plate as a landlord or property manager is definitely going to be more beneficial to you and your tenants, right? And it's going to give them that best, a better customer experience. The second benefit that I would say is streamlining your vendor management, right? If you are a large management company, you may have hundreds of vendors, right? Small management companies may have maybe a dozen or so. However, you need all of these vendors to do work for your property at different times, and you may not always need them, right? But you have to manage them and make sure that they do the right work, and you are getting the right level of service for your clients. Having the maintenance management company handle that part of the business for you, I mean, that's simply a godsend, and it takes so much weight off your shoulders, right? You know, you don't have to go back and check to see if the vendor did the work, because the maintenance call center handles that, right? You don't have to worry about um, the coordinating, and you don't have to. There's just so many things that you could just take off your plate with the vendor management perspective, right? And all you have to really worry about is at the end of the year sending them a 1099 for the work that they've done, and you can close the loop on that. And so vendor management, streamlining that is very important, and delegating it to a maintenance call center is the best way to delegate that work. The third benefit is maintenance coordination. You know, have you ever tried to coordinate a time with your tenants, you know, just for something that you need to do with them? Now imagine you have to coordinate the time with your tenants and the vendor, right? You call the vendor, you call the tenant. You know, sometimes it's best to just let the tenant and the vendor coordinate it themselves. But from my experience, I've seen issues with that where the vendor says, I've called the tenant 10 times and the tenant doesn't respond. And the tenant says, no, they haven't. And it's just a big back and forth. When you have a maintenance call center, they can coordinate that for you. You don't even have to worry about it, right? And they'll just let you know when it's on the calendar. And then, you know, they move forward from there and get it taken care of. So having efficient maintenance coordination is a great benefit to having those the maintenance company do it for you. Now, maintenance expense management. Now, this is great for landlords and owners because what it does actually gives you an economy of scale. And what economy of scale is, this maintenance company that may have 3 or 4 times the amount of properties that you currently manage under their own portfolio, and they can tell a vendor, hey, I can get you a lot of work, but I need a better price, right? And by that, they get you a better price for the work that they have to do on your property. So expense management is a great benefit of the call center, outsourcing to a call center, because it can definitely give you that economy of scale, right? And lastly, it's less work for you, right? You don't have to worry about the maintenance coordination. You don't have to worry about managing the vendors. There's just so many things that's taken off your plate as an owner and a property manager that it's just worth it to outsource that, right? There are maintenance companies out there that charge you a service fee for you to sign on, and some don't. Just determine which one is best for you and meet the ones that can meet your needs. And I think you'll be great moving forward if you have that that maintenance coordination or that maintenance call center outsourced on your team. And so if you like this content, I want to give you more content. I will continue to put content out there for you to consume. I will be having a webinar very soon. And on that webinar, I'm going to give you some tips on how to streamline your rental management business for explosive growth. I also have a Facebook group that I want you to join. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, I will definitely be there to help you answer those questions and make your property management, rental property management business more profitable and help you move forward in a successful fashion. Again, Roland Jean Charles, PMI JCM Realty Group. Reach out to me if you have any questions, and have a great